So as you come to focus on the breath, just a deeper awareness of the interior space. And that's the first duality we enter here, is there's so much pulling at our attention and awareness from the outside, and we're very aware of the outside environment. But we really have not explored interior space. And this next hour is our opportunity just to bring the inside and outside worlds into balance. Coming into your healthy breath, which is round, continuous nostril breathing, balanced between inhales and exhales. We're looking for effortlessness here. And I invite you to stay in this interior space. To continue to try and balance the breath as you flow. But perhaps there's something else that brought you to the mat, something else you'd like to take away with you this afternoon. Whatever it is, let's fold it in at heart center, either hand on top of heart, or an Anjali Mudra prayer pose at the heart. We'll open up our practice with one full deep inhale through the nostrils. Exhaling, just let it go. Letting the eyes flutter open. Namaste, everybody. Let's switch out the cross of the feet, all right? Just so we're working on the opposite side as well. Just working with opposites, that's all we're doing today. And let's take some big circles round and round. Give yourself a moment just to kind of get your bearings and then to find that interior journey. Feel free to take any kind of movement here that just allows you to open up, maybe back and forth, or moving the circles in opposite directions. And back once more to the center. Hands out to the sides of you, thumbs face up. We're going to do a little bit of a Kundalini practice here, just kind of getting our breath sort of to the top, right? So we do this, we make a fist, thumbs up, hands out. I want you to listen to how your shoulders feel here. So don't take this beyond your edge. Keep your belly engaged, and on inhale, send your hands up. Find that breath kind of flowing with the movement through your nostrils. Find stillness. To see how that felt. And now taking your left hand to your heart and feel as though you're pulling a big bow. So elbow comes out to the left and now side stretched, taking that right hand up, up, up to the sky. Breathe. And once more back to the start. Again, feel free just to take this as slowly as you'd like. If you want to play with that pranayama, just feel free to do so. But let's take a couple of seconds doing this. Deep, full breath in. And now right hand to the heart. Pull back like you're pulling a big bow. And a side stretch. Left hand up, up, up. Breathe into that space. And now back. This time, let's bind the hands behind the back. Pull the shoulder blades together, keep your belly engaged. And then just a forward fold. Just working with hands staying together as much as you can. Maybe twisting the neck just a bit, see how things feel. And on your next inhale, back up, keep the fist bound. See if you can bring your fist over to the left side or left hip. And then we'll take a twist over towards the right. Sit up tall. Back to center once more. Find the shoulder blades pinching and then a forward fold to your edge. Next, inhale, back up to the center. And now the hands to the opposite side. So let's just take a big, deep, full breath through the nostrils. Exhale, feel the belly helping you with the twist. Back to the center, let go of the bind, bring your hands to your knees, and let's stretch the middle back all the way back to the, what is that called? To the wall behind you. Thank you, Mac. There you go. So here we go, just drawing the pubis bone up almost to the sternum. Get really juicy in that, and then we'll end this section of our sequence with some more turns into the hip. There we go. And back to center. Go ahead, release yourself from the pillow. Bring your feet out in front of you. Bring the soles of the feet onto the earth, hands back behind you once more. Now sit up tall, bring the heart into it. Really plug your sit bones in, but engage through your belly. Let's lift, lift, lift up into the heart one more time, stretching those pecs. Keep the head on straight. Keep that Jalandhara Bandha on, the throat lock. So a gentle tuck of the chin. And now from here, let's take some windshield wipers. So lift one sit bone up and the other sit bone up. Just taking this side to side rocking. And coming back to the center, round through the back. Give yourself a big hug. See if you can bring your nose to your knees. And crossing over your ankles, let's come to our table posture. So in table, feel free to use your blanket if you need it. And from here, a couple more cat-cows. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest and chin. Exhale, round through the spine. Couple more times on your own breath. Just continuing to work here with the body. Feeling all those little knots, all those little kinks. We just want to open and let them breathe. All right, the next time you come through your cat posture, go ahead and lay your sit bones down near your heels. Press your hands into the mat. Really activate through your arms. Curl your toes under and then walk your hands back so that you're in a kneeling kind of situation. The balls of your feet are onto the floor. Now we can stay right here with our hands on the floor. Feel free, especially since this is early in practice. Or we can start to kind of squeeze energy into the inner thighs. And perhaps as we do so, we kind of feel like we need to grow taller. So just as we squeeze, 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 bringing the shoulders up over your hips as much as you can. Now, totally your choice. We can just use this as a balance posture, finding our way up onto the balls of the feet. Yikes! Or we can release our hands down to the earth and coming up this way. Again, feel free just to make this your own practice. You know, this is your practice. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Let's take a swan dive down to the feet. Today, I want you to really focus in on your beautiful feet. Move the toes. Really give some gratitude for the feet and what they've been doing for us, particularly through these last 6-7 months. Just lots of walking, right? Little bit of a movement from side to side. And then reverse swan dive all the way up, hands high to the sky, hands to the heart center, hands to mountain pose. Inhale, hands high, let's take that down, all the way, swan diving down. This time, inhale, lift and lengthen, exhale and fold. Reverse swan dive, all the way up, and hands together, heart center, hands to the sides of the body. Last time, inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan diving all the way down. Feel plugged into your feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. And reverse swan dive all the way up. Hands high. Hands together, heart center. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, take a forward fold. And begin a walk towards your downwards facing dog. Now, once you get there, you might need to measure it out a little bit just for your body, bringing it into plank, moving your feet so that you're really scooping belly up and inner thighs engaged. Exhale, forward, hips back, and feeling that forward pushing of the hands away from the feet. Keep your ears to the inside of your upper arms. Let's breathe and take any kind of movement here that makes sense in your body. Keep the belly engaged in this activity. Keep your arms engaged and your shoulder blades moving back towards your back pockets. Inhale your way up into plank pose, top of a push-up. Now you can be here for the next 3 counts, or we can take this particular movement. On your inhale, lift your toes on the right foot up off of the mat. Exhale, bring your right knee behind your right elbow, and inhale it back and down. Everybody drop your knees to the earth. Lower yourself, Ardha Chaturanga. Inhale up into your baby cobra. Scooch into the mat with the pelvis. Exhale back. Child's pose. Once again, we're going to walk our hands back and lift up onto the balls of the feet. Hands can come to prayer, or you can keep those hands on the mat. But eventually we're coming up into our standing posture. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Exhale, swan dive it all the way down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Walk your way up to your downward facing dog. Roll yourself up into your plank pose. Again, stay right here, keeping your plank, or if you'd like to play with one-legged plank, raise your left foot up off of the earth, one-legged plank, then exhale, draw that knee behind your left elbow, back, one-legged plank, drop your foot to the earth, your choice, half chaturanga or full chaturanga. Inhaling up into your back bend of choice. Exhale back. Child's pose. And pressing yourself back one more time to Pashasana, or the very beginning of our noose pose. Find that you're playing with your balance. And then once again, find that inner thigh. There you go. All the way up. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, swan dive it down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Walk your way up, this time directly to your plank. Gather energy. Exhale, full or half chaturanga dandasana, up into your baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Let's give it 5 full deep breaths here. On your next inhale, send your right foot up and back behind you, and we're pulling the right foot to the outside of your right hand. Left foot follows outside of left hand, and your choice about how low you go in this malasana. It could be goddess, it could be all the way down into your squat. Wherever you are, let's take 3 full deep breaths. Bringing your hands down to the mat, toe heel, so that the feet are directly underneath your hip sockets. And let's bend deeply into the knees, toes straight ahead, come into your Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale your hands together, heart center. Bring the prayer forward. We're taking a twist to the right. It can be high. You can hook that left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Take a look back at your knees. They're parallel to one another. Let's use the belly to get long in the spine. One more full deep breath. And out. Come back to your Utkatasana. Bind your hands behind the back. Exhale, take a forward fold. Now your hands might just stay on your lower back. That's fine. If you find that your hands can come up and over, wherever you are, we're looking for edge. We're drilling into that big toe mound. We're trying to find our balance in the feet and releasing energy from the head. Go ahead and release the hands down to the mat. Here's where we might want some blocks. We're going to come into our standing split. So either hands onto the mat and really bring some energy into the hands and release your right foot out. Or if you just feel that that's a little too onerous on hamstrings right now, hands to the blocks, press into the blocks, and release your right foot up. And let's all remember, whether we've got props or not, that this is a standing forward fold. Give it one more full deep breath wherever we are. And then slow and careful, bring the foot down for your lunge. Now, again, feel free to bring your blocks with. But here we are, long in the lunge, heart is shining forward, and your choice. You can drop your knee to the earth and find your Ardha Hanumanasana, or you can stay up and find your runner stretch. Whichever feels good to you. Let's just work a little bit into the hamstrings. We can move and flow on the breath. So if you're in Ardha Hanumanasana, it's moving up and back to your low crescent lunge and your Ardha Hanumanasana half split, or in your flow in runner stretch. Let's do a couple more breaths here. And then next time you come up into that lunge shape, if you've got your knee down, pop the knee up, and let's just step it forward into a standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale your way to your Utkatasana chair pose. Bring your hands together. Bring the prayer forward and take your twist, this time to the left. Again, checking in with your knees. They're parallel to one another and finding your twist from the belly. So pull that belly button in, shoulder blades down the back, get long in both side bodies. Back once more, Utkatasana. Bind the hands behind the back and take your forward fold again to your edge. Unbind yourself, either finding your blocks or hands down to the earth, or your standing split, lifting your left foot up and back behind you. And again, remembering that forward fold. And slow and steady, the foot comes down, either runner stretch flow or Ardha Hanumanasana to low crescent lunge flow. Whichever you did on the other side, probably best to do on this side as well. Try and keep your hips square to the front of your mat. Next time you come to your lunge, let's stay here. This time, step it back to your downward facing dog. So just finding those new hamstrings we've been working with. Once again, press your hands into the mat like you're trying to rip your mat apart. And find a little bit of a bend into the knees if you still feel like you've got some stretching to do in your hamstrings. Inhale, roll yourself up into your plank pose. Again, either staying here or lifting your right foot up off of the earth, lower it, lifting your left foot up off of the earth, and lower. Prepare yourself for Ardha Chaturanga or full Chaturanga. Inhale up into your baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. 2 more full deep breaths. Inhaling, left foot up and back behind you. Pulling it to the outside of your left foot, right foot to the outside of your right foot, and right hand, and take it down, either Malasana, or like I said, Goddess is just great here too. All right, wherever we are, 2 more full deep breaths. Hands come down to the mat, toe heel to the midline, toes straight ahead. Exhale, take a forward fold to your edge, gaze comes to belly button. Inhale, all the way up, flat back. Hands together, heart center. Hands to the sides of the body, mountain pose. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here. Again, remembering that earth element of the lower chakra region has everything to do with the base of our feet all the way up to our pelvis. So give yourself a moment just to feel that energy flowing in your legs, knowing that this energy is the same energy that you share with the rest of the universe, with all of us. We're all connected with this beautiful prana. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Sit your right foot back behind you. Look for your warrior 1 foot pattern. Let's all make sure to have a block or something near that left foot as we come up into our warrior 1. So plug in with the back heel, engage through your glutes, find the left knee tracking directly over left ankle. Deep, full breath in and out. Now hands to your hips, square off your hips even more. Sometimes we're just kind of alarmed, like, wow, my right hip back, my left hip needs to move forward. So let's kind of do a little bit of adjustment and then straighten out your front leg. Right hand high to the sky. Keep your left hand on your hip. Exhale, just parallel with the torso. So reach, reach, reach. Move that left hip back. Inhale, up. Exhale, just parallel. Inhale, up. Exhale, just parallel. Last time. Inhale, up. This time we're coming all the way over. Left hand now onto your sacral spine. Excuse me, I'm beeping. And we will find our way up. with the left hand. Now, this might feel pretty onerous on the left shoulder, so feel free just to keep your left hand on your sacral spine and find the twist with the belly. Draw the belly in and up, shoulder blades down the back. So we're finding that crunch, right? One more full deep breath. And then we'll come all the way back around. Go ahead and move the block out of the way for now. Find your way up into your warrior one. On your next inhale, we're going to find our right knee up, stork, or you can just step forward and find your stork. Now, we could stay right here, or we could take this into dancer, knee to knee, with the right knee bent. We will find that bind. Again, feel free to stay right here, or find your wisdom mudra with the left hand up. Get tall in the torso, and then kick the right shin away. Keep the right hip point towards the front of your mat. Feel plugged in on the left foot. As we come up and back to our stork, hands to the hips, lower the foot, mountain pose. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Exhale, forward folding. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Left foot back behind you. Warrior one foot pattern. This time, block to the outside of the right foot. Come all the way back up. Just try and get those hips square. You know, it's amazing how we feel we're square. And then touch your hips and see if you need to do a little bit of adjustment. Now, straighten out the right leg. Left hand up. And keeping that right hip tracking back to the back of your mat. Exhale, just parallel. Inhale it back up. Exhale, just parallel. Inhale it back up. Exhale, just parallel. Last time up. This time, reach, 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 reach. Find your hand over towards the block. Touch the sacral spine with your right hand. And if it feels good to you, raise the right hand up off of your back. Keep your right hip tracking back, left hip forward. Use the belly to find that energy, to find the twist. Undo the twist, move the block, warrior one. And from here, smooth fluidity, find stork. And again, feel free to be right here in stork. We're still working with that energy of balance. Or if you'd like to try dancer, knee to knee, engage the belly, lift that right hand up, and now kicking left shin away, left knee towards the mat. Find the heart opening to the front of the mat. Releasing. Back to your stork. Hands to your hips. Find your mountain pose. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Exhale, forward folded. This time, stepping back with your left foot, let's find that wide-legged stance. Bring a block with you. And either finding your hands on the block so that we can find that natural alignment, hips, knees, ankles. If it works for you to be down on the floor, that's fine too. But just like we do in our standing forward fold, let's find that the big toe mounds are engaging, inner thighs are working. Now planting your right hand underneath your face on the block or on the floor, left hand out to the side, parallel to the mat. On your inhale, twist. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last time, inhale, up. Exhale, down, and switch out the hands. Touch your sacral spine, just making sure that that sacral spine stays flat. Go ahead and send your hand out opposite. So this is the right hand, and now inhaling. Exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale, and down. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your hips. Find your torso just parallel to the earth. Use your legs. Draw that heart all the way up. Beautiful, everybody. Let's go ahead and find the foot closest to the top of your mat. Pivot on that heel and draw the knee directly over your ankle, warrior two. This time, let's find thumbs face up, and we're going to find that movement. We don't need to add the breath this time. I think we're getting close to feeling that the breath is working. All right, but just find that movement up and down. Now, really carefully place the shoulder blades down the back. And bring your hand closest to the back of the mat to your heart. And pull it like you're pulling a big bow, and lift your front hand up, up, up to the sky. Find your side stretch reverse warrior. And back once more. Straighten out the front leg, pivot on the heel. Now we'll take those shapes towards the back of the mat. Pivot on the foot closest to the back of the mat, bend into your knee. Find your warrior two. Engage the belly. Find your thumbs straight up. Let's find that beautiful, almost like angels. Wings a-flapping. And now, hand closest to the front of your mat. Find it at your heart and pull back on that bow. Lift the hand closest to the back of your mat, up, 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 reversing your warrior. Breathe. Back to your warrior two, straighten out that back leg, pivot on the front heel. Go ahead and frame out the foot at the front of your mat. Step it back to your downward facing dog. If you would like a vinyasa float here, please feel free to take one now. And then we'll all meet up in downward facing dog. And let's take 8 full deep resting breaths here. If you would prefer those in child's, you know you never need anyone's permission to take care of yourself. All right, let's come back to downward dog if you're not there already. Lifting your right leg up and back behind you. If you feel like you are warm enough, you can bend into the knee and stack hip on top of hip, opening out towards the side wall, or even take it into your flip dog. Feel free just to find the movement or the shape that you need here. If you're in flip dog, let's come all the way back and then bring that right foot, listen carefully, to the outside of your right hand. Once again, I know, it looked like we were coming into pigeon, but we did that last week. Let's drop the knee to the earth. And here we are in our low dragon lunge. Feel free to grab for those blocks if you need it. Stay high on your hands or come all the way down to your elbows. Again, if you don't have any props and this just seems really hard on the hips, you know which hip openers are good for kind of these kinds of days, which is on your back, figure 4. Wherever we are, let's just really feel as though we can release and surrender to the earth. This whole practice has been about how the earth has really supported us. We find our balance there. So let's just find that we can release some of this tension, some of this discomfort there. All righty. Coming up to your hands, if you're not on your hands already. Pop the knee up. Let's frame out that right foot. Now pick the right foot up and place the right knee directly behind your right wrist. We're not going to be here very long. We're going to swing the left leg up and around for Janu Sirsasana. I'll demonstrate this way. Because what we want to be working, we've worked with all the energy centers up the body. Now we have the throat chakra. And we're going to work with the Jalandhara Bandha in our Janu Sirsasana. Usually in Janu Sirsasana, we're working with hamstrings, we're working with quads, we're working with the open hip, which we should feel pretty cool about, given what we've just done. But let's work with the breath and the bandha here. So on your inhale, hands high to the sky. Exhale, find a forward fold towards your extended leg. Excuse me. Once it's there, we're going to keep our belly engaged, which is Uddiyana Bandha. So anytime we're pulling our belly into tone, particularly the belly button in and up, that's Uddiyana Bandha. We can't keep that all the time. Only on exhale can we keep that energy. But we can, when we exhale, put a lid on the top of this beautiful cauldron of energy with Jalandhara Bandha. Jalandhara Bandha is just putting a lid on. So it's almost like putting your chin closer to your chest, really engaging in the front part of your neck and placing it there, okay? So next inhale, find your way down. Exhale, pull the belly button in and up and lock it down from the neck. Inhale, release. Exhale, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Inhale, release. Exhale, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Inhale, release, all the way up. And let's take a little bit of a counter, coming up onto the knee and over. And all the way back down. And let's take those shapes on the other side. So, from your downward dog, lifting your left leg up and back behind, pull the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Drop your right knee to the earth. Let us find our low dragon lunge. One thing I should have said on the other side, you can come to the blade of that left foot so that you're opening it up even more as you come down. Wherever you are, just feel as though you can stay in this space because of the energy that supports you. Not just the breath, but the energy that the breath rides upon. All righty, let's come all the way back up. Frame out that foot, pop the knee up. Now place your left knee directly behind your left wrist and swing your right foot up and around. All right, so here we go. Janu Sirsasana, we're going to try that Jalandhara Bandha one more time. Engage through the leg, sit bones are fully plugged in. Hands high to the sky. Exhale, forward folding. And place that lid on. Inhale. Exhale, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Inhale. Soften, exhale. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Dropping your left hand down to the earth, up onto your left knee. Find the counter. All the way down to the earth. Before we settle into our Shavasana today, two options. If you have in your practice a shoulder stand, meaning you can bring your hips up over your shoulders, please feel free to do that now, and even finding Halasana, plow pose, feet coming back behind you. I would say the best way to do that is on a prop, just so that you keep the natural curve of your spine, your cervical spine. The rest of us who don't have that in our practice because of cervical spine issues or heart or glaucoma, any other things, you can go ahead and find your way into your fish. So bringing your fingers right under the upper part of your bum, down onto your elbows. Then scoot your way back so that the crown of your head hits the earth. If it's way up off the earth, find a block, find a pillow, open up into the heart. Feel that beautiful stretch in the front part of your neck. You might even want to try lion's breath here, deep, full breath in. Exhale, stick your tongue out. Couple more if that feels good. And then we're going to come all the way down to the back. Once you're down on the back, you might feel as though you need a little bit of movement, or it might feel like this is just the perfect place to take a pause and to allow one more time the earth to support and hold you. So let's just find our way into relaxation after whatever you need. As we settle in for our final relaxation, I'll read to you this sutra from the Radiant Sutras, again translated by Lauren Roche. That space is bad. This space is good. The ride is rough, or the going is smooth. We are thrown into suffering. We are thrown into joy. Beloved soulmate, find the space in the center, a pulsing spaciousness encompassing all opposites. Here the essences of creation are at play: earth, water, fire, air, and space, and the senses that perceive them. The center is the dancing ground. Just allow yourself to completely relax. The breath returns to its normal rhythm. All right, dear friends, if this feels really good, please feel free to end the meeting if you'd like to now and just take a little bit more time in your Shavasana. For those of us who need to get going at 2 o'clock, let us just bring the knees up into the belly and give yourself a big squeeze. Over onto the right-hand side, and once again, we're going to find our way into Sukhasana, easy pose. Sit up tall, feel the energy that you cultivated in the midline of your body today, balancing out, making that energy flow up and down freely. And so gather the gifts of this practice between the two hands, Anjali Mudra, pressing thumb bones deep into breastbone. Feel the beat of your own heart, accepting these gifts. Know that they're accessible anytime you need them. To close out our practice, please join me or just listen to one sound of Om. Inhaling deeply. Namaste, dear friends. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. That was great.
Good. Did it work okay in the garage?
It's okay. Yeah. Had to make sure my dad didn't walk out here with his laundry and his underwear. So we kept the door closed. I'm like, come on.
And best of luck on your way home too, my dear.
Yep. Well, we'll see. I'll probably see you next week from here. All
Okay.
right. Bye.
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 Bye, Meredith. Good to see you, my dear.
You too.
Bye, Mac. See you, hon.